What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Finally Financial, where we talk all things and anything finance related. Today, I've got a couple of guests that I have some history with. I've known for quite some years. They were boys when I first met them. Now they're young men, and they're here to talk to me, talk to us about something that they have going on, something that is near and dear to what they do. Uh, they're giving back in a sense of giving back from where they came. Uh, Val, and Eric Charles, how you guys doing, man?
How you
Good,
doing, Coach
good.
Jackson?
Hey, I'm great, man. It's awesome to see uh, young black men uh, thinking about giving back, thinking about uh, bringing up the man behind them. You know what I'm saying, in a sense, and that's sort of what I get, what I've always gotten a sense from you, Donald. Uh, I refresh my memory. Were you, it seemed like were you into like student government or anything like that at Sharpstown? I mean, what were you doing back then?
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't a student government. I was the sergeant at arms as well, and then I became the class president,
Okay.
student body president. And then I was also in speech and debate, theater, uh, a myriad of other after school programs. But those were kind of like my core
Yeah,
uh, extracurriculars that I did.
absolutely. Eric, what about you, man?
Yeah.
I
I played football,
uh-huh.
played baseball. I was also a part of student council, and yeah, so that was pretty much my involvement in
That's
Sharpstown.
that's what's up, man. I could tell anytime somebody a student is in something other than sports or is in multiple sports, then they sort of got their heads on right, man. And you can sort of tell. And it's how they walk, how they move, how they talk, and both of you young brothers uh displayed that uh, you know, we all were at Sharpstown. So uh you guys graduated from Sharpstown High School. Where'd you go? What'd you do?
I went to Tulane, University of New Orleans. I majored in English, and I published a poetry book my first year out of
Wow.
school, and also walked on the football team at Tulane.
Okay.
And yeah, I studied abroad. I went to Cuba and Brazil. Had a really amazing time with that. And yeah, I just got really into my coursework at Tulane.
Awesome. So you studied abroad with the English degree. Usually you study abroad is like business or something. You studied abroad with the English degree?
Yeah, I was more into culture. You know,
Okay.
I was really, and so I went with the Latin American Studies department,
Okay.
and so I just looked at like the Cuban Revolution and a lot of the Afro-Brazilian culture. You know, in Rio and in Salvador, Brazil.
That's awesome, brother. That's awesome. I know that was a great experience. Uh
Uh,
how the football experience work out at Tulane? I
it
know
was
they're
great.
good this year, man.
Yeah, the balling this year. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was amazing, man. I'm so grateful for being able to walk on and being able just to learn so much about discipline and really play at that level and what it
Yeah,
takes to play at that level. And
yeah.
I learned so much from just being on the team and all the friends that I gained from it.
So I have a former teammate. He wasn't really a teammate, but he was before me a little bit, but he was still at school when I was at SFA. Do you know I think he's on that coaching staff still. Uh Johnny Jernigan?
Yeah. So he ended up going to University of Louisiana Monroe.
Okay. Okay.
And he's coaching over there now. I
Oh,
believe he's
okay.
coaching defensive line.
Yeah, he was a D-line coach all the way. Yeah, that was my boy. That was my boy, man. No, that's awesome. Donald, what was your after Sharpstown like?
So after Sharpstown, I actually went to Howard University. Went in, I participated in a few organizations. Joined Kappa Psi. I joined the Society of Collegiate Black Men. So go yo Noops. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
But also, I did other things. I really got into community service. So I did one. I participated in one of the largest collegiate service programs known as Alternative Spring Break, where we would go out. Students from Howard would go out to different cities outside of Washington D.C. Whether it be here in Houston, whether it be Detroit. I had the beautiful opportunity of going all the way to Okeechobee, Florida, and where we just for the entire spring break, where college students would typically be spending that time on South Beach or in Venice, California, even South Great Islands for those in Texas. We decided to do service, and then from there, I majored in history, where I also had the opportunity of going and teaching at the National History Academy as a student teacher. And then actually I got involved after college with my father's insurance company, in which I'm doing now.
Awesome, man. Man, that's great. So I am a big proponent of HBCUs. I feel like that's an experience I missed out on. I went to Stephen F. Austin. So what was the Collegiate Society of Black Men? It's my first time hearing that. Like, that sounds so dope.
Yeah, no. So the Society of Collegiate Black Men, SCB,
Okay.
We're a relatively newer fraternity.
Okay.
They're on campus. We were pretty much founded so that we can raise the standard of manhood on Howard University's campus and the community abroad. It was something that I found out about my freshman year. And I realized that the gentlemen that were in that organization, that were in that fraternity, were the gentlemen that I wanted to be around.
Yeah.
Not for necessarily networking reasons or because they were the cool guys on campus, but genuinely because they had a code of moral and a code of ethics that I wanted to abide by myself. And so
absolutely,
it's an on-campus fraternity. We haven't had necessarily the opportunity to expand yet, but that's because the brotherhood in the Society of Collegiate Black Men is just so strong.
Oh, okay. Awesome, man. Well, I'm sure, I know you may remember Coach Posey. He's still there with me. He's a Kappa, so I'm sure.
Yeah. I had a chance to go talk to my good Nuke brother.
You did?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he's excited for you, man. So what brings y'all on here today? What we want to talk about?
Man, so honestly, one of the things that we wanted to talk about, and we just want to have a conversation because we know that your content is about finances. We know your content is about the community, how to build up people, men and women in our community. So one of the things that me and Erik that we kind of came across in the past couple of years is, well, I guess now business partners, but also best friends, is like us starting something, an organization that benefits our community. Me and Erik had two different upbringings. You know what I mean? Well, the one thing that connects us is Sharpstown. The one thing that connects us is Southwest Houston and the greater community.
Absolutely.
And so we sat down one day, and we'll get into the story, but we sat down one day and we said, hey, like, let's start a scholarship. Like, who's stopping us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, when we realized no one was stopping us, so we said, hey, we already doing dope things on our own. Imagine the dope things we can do together.
Absolutely. So in coming to that realization, how did it go from there to actually doing it?
Yeah, so once we got our name made in gold, we figured out our purpose for the scholarship. We did our scholarship question, come around with the kids to write an essay.
Okay.
And also some of the requirements, like the kids being involved in the sports and club, and also having to be signed off by a reference or teacher.
Okay.
And so once we got the requirements and how the essay was going to be, I went a presentation to the students. And so once we seen that we got some good student engagement, just open, and then we set aside time to open up the scholarship and allow students to send in their essays. And we also did a video. They also had the option to send in a video essay as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So once we did that, one of the questions was how do you see yourself giving back 10 years after you graduate from Sharpstown and you're in your career? So
Right.
once we said in the question, everything got going, take time for kids to submit their essays.
Yeah.
And yeah, get them back and and just follow up and present the scholarship.
Awesome.
And we present in the end of the school year.
Okay. So in May.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So uh so you guys have, I take it you guys have given it before. So what year is this for you guys in giving the scholarship?
This is going to be our second year. In
Okay.
our first year, we gave 2 scholarships.
Okay.
Gave one in early in February, and then we gave another one in June.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we kind of did like a early scholarship to get students really riled up about what we got going on, and then
Yeah.
then we saw more participation the second time around. So that was pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay.
But yeah.
So my question, yeah, I was going to ask. So a lot of times and you guys were go-getters, so you guys may not even relate to this, but for whatever reason, seniors don't like applying for scholarships. Like, it's free money. It's right there. You might have to write a paper, you might have to do an application process, but apply for as many as possible. Did you guys feel like, were you surprised by how many applied, or were you sort of taken aback by how many didn't apply?
Yeah. I mean, I can go and say that it was pretty much the latter. So our first time releasing, and I hope Erik doesn't think it's confidential information.
Go ahead.
But our first time releasing the scholarship in our first year of the organization,
Yeah.
we released it. No one applied.
0.
I mean, absolutely 0. So we went ahead, we re-released it.
Uh-huh.
We said, okay, we're going to promote it more. We're going to partner up with the school, specifically the career center more.
Yep.
We're going to make sure that seniors actually apply.
Mhm.
Second time around, we got, I think maybe
We got 18.
18, yeah, 18. So we had, and it was a bit of a diversity of students. I think we could aim for higher, but it was one of those things where, and I can speak to this a little bit specifically, being a high school senior and also now teaching high school seniors.
Yeah.
The idea of applying to scholarships is so daunting. It's
I get that.
I'm already in the midst of applying for college. Everybody's focusing on like college. And then there are these things off to the side called free money, which is almost like oxymoronic, right? It's catchy for adults who understand that scholarships are free money before it's for a child.
Yeah.
The idea of free money is foreign, you know?
Absolutely.
And so I see it as something where I didn't actually start, and I was late to the game, and I bit the bullet for it. I actually didn't start applying for college scholarships until I got that first bill due at Howard. It said something like $45,000, had to take that loan out, and I said, yeah, I was on it. But my senior high school, I wasn't on it because I was so caught up in how am I going to get into college? How am I going to get into Howard? And even my seniors now, they're so caught up in the college process, they don't understand the scholarship process, which is just as important.
So even being as good a student as you were, you was caught up in how you're going to get in. You didn't think that it was a shoe-in for you to get in? Because it's some colleges, like maybe Princeton or Yale, but it seems like some colleges, if you're a really good student, you feel comfortable saying, I'll get in.
Yeah, and I think that was my problem. I had a really good setup. I had 28 ACT, I had a 3.0 GPA.
Awesome.
And but I didn't get into every college.
Okay.
Tulane, I got a full academic ride out the gate, but that's not guaranteed. And it's not guaranteed for, all those schools that you apply to that you're going to get in.
Okay.
And they have, I believe it's still in effect, but if you graduate in the top 5%, it's like 5%, right? And you'll get a free admission to UT.
Yeah.
And I think Texas A&M has you get into all the state schools.
The public schools, yes.
Yeah. And so, but yeah. I mean, even for a great student, it's not guaranteed. It's limited space. Not everybody's going to get into the school that they want to get into.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So as smart as you two were and are, as a teacher, I give students the pros and cons of in-state schools versus out-of-state schools. And the biggest con is the tuition. So what made you guys choose out-of-state schools?
Well, I believe me and Donald were just searching for the experience. Yeah, I think we just wanted something different. We was in a poetry club, poetry now organization called Iconoclast.
Okay.
And I mean, just learning so much about literature in different cities and lingo and slang. I think we just gravitated towards, the idea of going to school in Miami or Atlanta. For me, yeah. Louisiana, New Orleans, for Donald, up there in DC.
So no matter the cost?
No matter the cost. But also I had the grades. So, and I had the ACT. So when looking to apply, I had everything that I needed to at least have a chance.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to Mr. Wade, Albert Wade, for helping us both out. But, he prepared us to apply to multiple schools at the same time. Okay. So, me and Donald applied. I applied to about 11 schools.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so we applied to about the same number of schools. And each school was an equal shot to get into. I felt I had an equal shot to get into any school because of my credentials.
Okay. So what about you, Donna?
For me, it was always my dad was a traveler. He still travels a lot. I lived in multiple areas in different states in my life. So Houston, albeit was home and is home, I knew I always wanted to have a different experience. Mm-hmm. Not saying that, I had to leave Houston, going to school in Houston, right? But there are times in your life in which you have a free pass to go anywhere you want before responsibility starts calling.
Absolutely.
And I knew that if I didn't take that shot right after high school, I would have been limited to the opportunity in the places I would have been able to experience and would have been able to live in.
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted to, and I remember vividly, like it was yesterday, going through my college criteria list. And I remember it needs to be a small to medium school in a big city outside of the South.
That's also my criteria. I had to go to the school in a big city.
Wow.
Had to.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
And I love it. Yeah, because a lot of students, they generalize, a goal like that, but that's very specific.
Yeah. I think for students, also for high school students, if you're not exposed to that collegiate environment, and you already know a lot of students in the demographic that attend Sharpstown High School on the Southwest side,
right?
They're not wholly exposed to that. They might know Texas Southern, they might know University of Houston, they might even know a Rice, but they might not know
University of Chicago, Tulane, University of Miami. It just goes on.
So on and so on. And so it was necessary for us to get out and then bring that experience back to Sharpstown students.
So this is what I'll say about the Sharpstown students. I feel like a lot of them, the smart ones, they'll go to A&M, they'll go to UT, they'll go to Baylor in state, but the higher academics, I feel like a lot of the students who could go places they're afraid to, they don't feel like they can, or they're smart enough, or they're good enough. What do you guys think about that?
So, I've had a lot of time, actually a few years now to like ruminate on this idea of what are we giving our students as it pertains to becoming adults. And a lot of times, college and career coordinators, teachers, even parents and older siblings tell students in high school, juniors and seniors, that, hey, slow down, smell the roses, pump the brakes, stay close to home so that we can make sure that you're safe. And there's validity to that perspective.
Yeah.
But that perspective oftentimes doesn't lead to growth.
Absolutely.
And when you allow a student 17, 18 years old to look at the world through a perspective of fear, they're never going to branch out. They're never going to go and experience new things. They may experience and grow in Houston, and that's very valid. That's totally fine.
Right.
But we're talking about adding perspective to people's lives, especially as it pertains to Black and Brown communities,
right.
and from the that we come from.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, I think we're told too, man, that everything that we need is in our own area, and it creates less motivation to even reach out and to do research on things outside of our own environment.
Yeah. I think you're right, guys. And so that's why even with my stepdaughter, man, her mom wants her to leave the state just for the hell of it. I'm like, and I'm financial guy. I'm like, well, it costs, the cost, we got to weigh the cost, blah, blah, blah. But I agree in a sense that, having her leave where she's comfortable, having her leave all that she's known can grow her exponentially if she, as opposed to if she just goes to, UH right down the street. You guys, y'all make a lot of sense there. So with the scholarship, man, who were the who won it last year? Do you guys remember? And where did they go to school? Did we keep up with them?
Yeah, so the first young lady, she goes by Belize, and so she went to U of H.
Okay.
And I believe major in biology, and so also the second winner was Devonna Milgraves, and so she goes to Texas State, and they're of course they're both finishing up their first semester.
Milgraves, was she kin to JoJo?
Yeah. JoJo's sister.
Is it JoJo's sister?
Hey, that Milgraves name runs strong in Sharpstown, man.
It does. She did not want us to know she was JoJo's sister either. I remember that. Yeah, it took a lot for me to. I'm his sister. Don't tell nobody. But yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so, what's the amount? Like, how did y'all come up with the amount? Who funds the scholarship, and how does that work?
So far it's been self-funded, and I would say me and Donald had a target, where our first one was like, man, we're just going to do 500.
Okay.
And so the second one came around like, okay, we're going to do 1,000. So we've just been hitting our targets. Okay. So I mean, and for our next scholarship now, we've allowed ourselves so much time to reach out to donors, to also put more money in ourselves and reach out lots of friends and family. Yeah. I think our learning curve has been give ourselves more time and leeway to for funding necessarily, and and coming up with a great funding strategy to do so. Absolutely. But for the most part though, we set a goal, we reach it. Set another goal, we reach it. So
awesome. Yeah. Y'all doing a great job. So let everybody know the name of the scholarship is, what is it?
Yeah, it's the Made in Gold Scholarship.
Made in Gold Scholarship. Awesome. I love that name, baby. Made in Gold. So do you have an account where people can donate to the scholarship fund? Anything like that?
Yeah, so right now we are finalizing our 501c3 status, so that we can take donations. It's official. It's taxable. Things of that nature. It's tax deductible.
Yep.
We've been taking private family and friends donations so far, but no public donations. And we're planning to roll that public donation opportunities out in the coming year. Yeah, in the coming year.
Well, this is what I can do for you. Let everybody know your Cash App, and we're gonna get some donations going, and I'll put that in the description below. And we're gonna start it that way until your 501c is up and running.
Awesome.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
Whose cash app we want to go with?
It's gonna be it's gonna we actually have a Made and Gold scholarship cash app.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's something we can definitely give to you. We can email that to you and send that out to you. So you can put that in the description
for sure.
below. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Definitely, man. Well, you know what? This is a great idea. Like it sounds like you guys came up with it because it sounds like you guys were just brainstorming on decent ideas, and this is one, man, and I'm proud of you guys for coming up with this. It's gonna help students and continue to help students, and the more we can get it out there, I'm sure this year you guys, hopefully you can have 50 applicants, you know what I'm saying, and go from there, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate that. You guys got anything else you want to say or mention?
Yeah, we just want to say appreciate you, Coach Jackson.
Absolutely,
the platform that you're providing for not just us, Eric and I, but also people like Jermaine and other people in the Sharpstown and Southwest Houston community.
Yes, sir.
Is invaluable. Our people need content like this. So we just want to say thank you.
Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. It's my 9th year at Sharpstown. Love what I do. Love the students. Love the teachers. And I started this because of the students, and we're gonna keep it going, man. For students like you guys, and so proud of you. I'm sure that the teachers and people that you guys know that watch this, they'll get a lot of joy out of it, and hopefully we can continue to grow that scholarship for you guys.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Y'all have anything else in the future, man, just hit me up again. We can get on here again, talk about it, man. Proud of you guys. Love what you guys are doing.
Definitely, man. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Yes, happy holidays to you, sir.
Happy holidays to you, gentlemen. Peace.
Peace.